Today on VIP TV, just on the eve of his fight at Leeds Royal Armouries Museum, Cory O'Regan. Cory, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. It's good.
You're 4-0. You haven't boxed for 2 years. Was that down to COVID or any other reason?
Just purely just the COVID, the pandemic, because I've been in the gym the whole time throughout. So yeah, just purely that reason.
Yeah. Well, what's it been like for a young boxer like you, who's unbeaten during the 2 years, not knowing when you're going to fight, what's going to happen?
It's just one of them. We're kind of out of our hands for a long time. So what you could control, obviously, stayed on top of. I made sure I was staying reasonably within weight. I was staying in the gym. I was taking it as in at any point they could turn around and say everything's back normal. So you got to be good to go, aren't you?
Yeah, because I know a lot of fighters just stop going to the gym and they're just getting their licenses back now, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're getting back on it. The thing is, they missed 2 years of the career if they've done that. Do you know what I mean? So it's a big chunk of time to be missing.
Yeah. So you had your first your first 4 fights were all at Leeds United football ground. What made you come over to VIP? What was the reason for that?
Just what Steve can offer me, I think that's the right guy. Steve Wood for me is gonna be able to give me opportunities. Do you know what I mean? And put me on them sort of big shows that I need to be on. Do you know? So I think purely that, and obviously Steve's always had that with Josh in Leeds, and then now he started to build fighters around there. The show itself now has got 4 or 5 in Leeds to Steve himself, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he's building his own thing that way now.
Josh, Josh has been brilliant for Leeds boxing, but I'm sure he'll admit he's on the last couple years of his career. And, is it what's the boxing scene going to be like when Josh goes? Is there a lot of you coming through who will sell tickets and keep Leeds on the map?
Yeah, definitely. There always has been that there. There's always been that talent in that city anyway, of the boxers coming through. And Josh has done a good job in propelling it onto the world stage. Before that, and Josh got these big title fights and stuff, which you've seen him do in Leeds, whether it be at Ellen Road or first Tarot, all them big sellout arenas. There were still them boxing shows were still ongoing anyway. It was I guess he just helped promote it in a way, hasn't he?
And then when Josh goes, it's down to the rest of you to keep it at the arena in Ellen Road.
Yeah, someone's got to take that spot, haven't they?
Yeah. So, you fancy it being you, do you?
Yeah, 100%, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Positive, only positive vibes from you, isn't there, right? Yeah.
It is, like I say, he's done a good job in what he has done, but yeah, definitely there's a gap there, isn't there, for someone else to come in and take over.
And you're the man. You look the part.
Probably, aren't you?
So, are you like Josh? Are you a big football fan, or are you just boxing?
I am, but yeah, I am. But obviously, the boxing's your priority and everything, innit? It is. It's a lifestyle thing, so you gotta stay focused on that. I think that's the most important thing.
Sorry, go on, Josh.
No, go on. What are you saying? Sorry.
No, you say you're about lifestyle and all that. What's it like for a young man like yourself? When you see all your mates going out enjoying themselves and you have to stay in maybe a bit more than what they have to.
It's one that, it don't make a difference for me. Listen, I've never been bothered for any of that anyway. That's the God's honest truth. I don't drink. I don't find it a bit unsociable in it. Not unsociable, but do you know what I mean? I'm not that in my scene anyway, so I'm never gonna miss something what I never.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I'm not gonna miss what I'm not bothered for it anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I guess that helps, doesn't it? I'm not tempted by anything either.
That's good.
I guess. I'm fortunate anyway. I'm in a good position where I've got a good sponsor backing me, so I've got a full-time job doing what I love. Do you know what I mean? So you got to stay like that and you got to stay dedicated.
Well, if you've got a full-time sponsor and you don't have to work, you've got an advantage that a lot of fighters don't have. I mean, you've got to do the hard work in the gym and in the ring, but you are a full-time fighter, which there's not many guys who are boxing 4 rounds at the moment, unless they've come off Team GB, who aren't full-time.
Yeah, and they've got to try to fit stuff in and work around things, and it's hard. I mean, everyone knows in this game you've got to put everything into it. Do you know what I mean? The hard work's got to be put in regardless whether people are working or. So yeah, just to be able to focus purely on what I want to do is obviously the biggest thing right now.
Yeah, do you spar a lot with it? Do you spar a lot with all the other good fighters in Leeds? Josh, Rees-Mogg, those sort of guys.
No, I ain't over that way. I mean, I was with like before. I mean, the sparring I've had good sparring. I mean, a few weeks ago, I was over at Jamie Moore's and that.
Yeah. Next where Steve's gym is. Yeah.
I've done a bit with Catchwell and stuff. Because obviously he had the Taylor fight coming up until it being moved, but it pushed back on it.
Yeah.
So he had that coming up and stuff. So I mean, I've always travelled anyway. If it
you travel.
It's there, you got to do, haven't you?
Yeah. A lot of fighters. I mean, I know Troy Williamson, the British super welterweight champion, who had that fight with Cheeseman. He's up in Darlington and he does all his sparring. Jim and he's training to just get in a car and go all over the country, and they're happy to do it.
Yeah, you are. It's part of the game. It's part of the sport, isn't it? It's one of them things.
Yeah.
Sorry. If you're going to benefit from doing it, you're going to do it, are you? Regardless whether it's a little bit more effort on your part, it don't really make a difference, does it?
No, absolutely. And are you going to set what weight do you think you'll settle at now? Because you're going to be around super lightweight. Is that going to be your weight?
No, the championship weight I'm thinking is what we will be doing is gradually to lightweight.
You're going to drop down to lightweight, yeah.
Lightweight's going to be the one. So yeah, championship weight's going to be lightweight, I think.
So your next few fights will be around 141, 142, I guess, and then maybe try one at 138, 139.
Yeah, see how we are. Yeah, definitely. That's the plan. I mean, the weight, like, I woke up today and I'm on weight, so obviously the weigh-in's tomorrow. I'm on weight for what this is being matched at today, so yeah. I mean, like I say, I stay in shape. I stay looking after myself. It's a gradual thing, innit? I work my way back down to that.
That's right. And I was just looking at your four fights you've had. You fought Chris Hadaway and Fonz Alexander, 2 of the best journeymen around. What do you learn in fights like that? What sort of tricks do they get up to in the ring, these guys? Because Hadaway was a brilliant amateur. I don't know if you knew that. He was a really good amateur.
Yeah, I heard, I mean, I've heard of a few people I heard that at the time, but do you know what? Without being disrespectful, I never struggled. I think I've won every single round I've boxed. If you look through, I mean, the learning fights hard, that's what they are. Developing, you're getting used to everything. Everything's different. But yeah, I mean, it was good experience. Obviously, they're well schooled out as they go about boxing all over. So yeah, they know the little tricks and stuff. But yeah, I mean, as an amateur, I've done 80 amateur fights and I boxed at a top level. So
yeah,
whatever they've done, I've done better. If you know what I mean. Yeah. So I know that.
And finally, on the show on Saturday, what's it like to box on another great show in your home city?
Yeah, good. Nah, the thing is, when I went to see Steve, it was like, I'm happy just to get out and boxing any. Do you know what I mean? It'd been that long, like you say, over 2 years. I'm ready anyway. So it was like, I was frustrated not to be out on shows, and you're seeing people out on shows all the time. You think, do you know what I mean? You're waiting for yours, but it's kind of good now when you think that we waited on a little bit and Steve's managed to get that show. Because he did say he's going to try to get the Leeds show in. And yet to the first one back for that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, and hopefully if he's not coming straight back to Leeds, you might be able to jump on a show in Liverpool or Manchester before Christmas or something.
Yeah. Get out again before the end of the year. That's the plan, isn't it?
That would be brilliant. I'll tell you what, well, thanks for speaking to us today for VIP TV, and hope people, watch the interview and get to learn a bit more about you. You're a likeable fella, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday night.
No, I appreciate that and appreciate you doing this.
I'll see you Saturday night.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.